Hello, welcome to my craft room. I'm Carrie, and this is a quick tour of my craft room that I'm getting ready to clean and organize. Welcome to all of my new subscribers. I will link several videos in this video of my past clean with me's for my craft room. My craft room gets pretty messy every couple of months because I work and then I coach 2 seasons out of the year, so my craft room tends to get messy when I'm in season, and then I do some clean and organizing so that I can craft when I'm out of season. I have been crafting since 2009, and I am definitely a paper crafting hoarder, as you can see by my room. I'm in a small 10 by 10 space, and I'm so grateful that I even have a separate craft room from the rest of my house that I could just close the door and no one has to know what's behind it. All of the space in my craft room is vertical, and you'll see me doing a whole lot of climbing on my chairs and my stools to reach a lot of my supplies. I am definitely a micro organizer. I like to have all of my craft supplies super organized by theme. That way I find like if I know that I'm crafting with a certain theme, a lot of the product that I'm looking for is in that specific item. So what you're going to be seeing a lot is I make a lot of piles because I know that I have either a box, a Ziploc bag, a shoe box, or an area that certain supplies go in. And so I do a lot of sorting so that I can make sure that these supplies that I'm going through end up where they belong. So this small pile of ephemera, if I know that I already have a bin for that item, I'm putting it right into its bin. Like this is my fruit bin, and then I have like a sweet treats, and I have a Disney bin. So I'm just moving those ephemera pieces into their correct bins. And anyone that does not have a bin, a couple weeks ago I ended up going through all of my loose ephemera pieces and putting them in some smaller organizing boxes by color, and you'll see that here in just a little bit. Here I'm having to take down some of my bins. I was trying to avoid that by just slipping it in, but the bins were too heavy. So like I said, I'm just adding these ephemera pieces into the bins that they belong in. That way when I craft for that theme, maybe I could use some of these ephemera pieces. So like I found a little ticket, so that's going in my ticket spot. And yeah, this is why like the organizing takes me just so long, because I have to like physically touch every single one and then think about where I want it to go, or where would I look for it when I was going to be crafting, and that's how I decide where it goes. And yeah, this ephemera pile just seemed to be like never ending. I don't even know where I got all that stuff from. I probably pulled it out when I was crafting and then I just stuck it in a little bucket. But okay, now that that's all put away, I'm moving on to my punches that I have in like a little shoe organizer. And on my other counter, I am putting away like Christmas stuff, because I know that I have a lot of Christmas stuff over there. And I guess I got sidetracked and I didn't actually finish my ephemera. So back at it. But yeah, I have like all these. So like I keep doilies in one, days of the week in the other. This is like seashells and the ocean. So lots of like detailed organizing to help me keep stuff put away. So this is like a piece that has no theme, so I've decided to put it in with my red ephemera. And these are the bins that I was mentioning earlier. How now I'm storing all my miscellaneous ephemera that doesn't have a kit, or it is like the last of a package. I had a lot of really good success this past shopping season at some yard sales. And so I'm just doing a quick sort. Like there's a lot of school stuff. I have a Valentine's Day some Easter, some boy-themed things, and I was really excited to find those Easter stickers that are there on top, because years ago I acquired the matching paper to it, so that was like pretty rare since it's probably like 20 plus years old. But right now what I'm doing is I'm just slipping the stickers with the paper so that when I go to craft, they'll both be together. And I feel like I remember a lot of the items that I have, or at least I have a general idea. So to me, it's kind of easy to know like right away where certain things are going to go. It's when I just have like more of just random, maybe like equipment supplies, where I struggle with where I'm going to keep them, because my room is, so full of supplies that those kind of bigger things are really hard for me to find a spot for. Whereas these like thin papers, I could just slip in and it's not going to change the bin by much. So I have sped up this process some, just because, I mean, you get the gist of it. So I'll probably just go ahead and put some music on, and I will pop in and out when I see something that I want to point out while I'm putting all this stuff away. But if you've seen my other craft room tours, you can tell that I have lots of areas that I have like maybe the paper stored in one place and then a bin of supplies in another. But like in my mind, I already know that, so it's not a big deal for me, because I know when I'm crafting for a certain thing to pull both bins. And so that's why you kind of see me going back and forth between like the upper shelves and then some of the lower ones on my IKEA unit. And you probably have already seen I scored hundreds of packs of these fun stickers, like the sticker flakes, and some of them were very theme specific, so I definitely broke them down. And then like I kept just like the rest that weren't theme specific in a separate bin. That way when I'm crafting, if I forget to look at the stickers, there's a good chance that I have already put the stickers in that theme specific area. So like here I'm looking for, I think this is like a pack of circus stickers, and I know I have like either a circus or a farm in one of these Ziploc baggies. And so in my mind, if I was looking for that, and that's it there, but I'm like, is it? Like I wasn't sure, so I'm like, well, I feel like maybe I have a different Ziploc bag, so I'm reflipping through it, but that actually was the right Ziploc bag for those stickers. So those will be going in there. And like again, that's just a way for me to, because I have so many supplies, if I keep them together, I'm more likely to remember that I have them when I'm, going to craft. And still making my way through this pile of stuff. This was like one of the best hauls. I went to an estate sale and they had so many like vintage goodies, and I was so excited. But yeah, a lot of this stuff has homes. Like that tissue paper I'm actually just putting on my craft room to leave. And like the clear boxes have a spot, and I do need to organize that drawer, something fierce. Yeah, and this is like where I keep all of my tags and all this like vintage papers I have underneath my desk where I do my planning. I have several bins that have all of my junk journaling and a lot of my vintage supplies. And one day I have to go in there and organize my supplies. For now, I do have several kits on Etsy. My shop is DoubleClickConnect on Etsy, and it's also linked in my About Me page. But I have a couple of journal kits, journaling book kits with some vintage supplies listed in my Etsy shop if you want to go take a look at that. And yeah, so I was pretty lucky this season. I picked up a couple of paper pads and lots of stationery items. Here's just some sheet protectors, different sizes. These are really great for Happy Mail. And if you do like Project Life type scrapbooking. And for now, because my bins are not organized and they're under my desk, I am keeping a lot of my stationery and some of the other vintage items in my new cabinet, which I love so much. It's just one of those vintage metal ones. It has like a top cabinet, a couple little drawers, and then a big one underneath. And oh my gosh, I love it so much. It does not fit in my craft room, but you know what? I make it work. This is a seasonal project life kit that my daughter actually picked up for me at a yard sale, and I was so excited. So what I'm doing here is just flipping through the cards and sorting out which holiday they belong to. That way I can put them in with the holiday that they belong to. So the Christmas is going with my Christmas stash. There was like some St. Patrick's Day, Easter, Thanksgiving, and these have like a vintagey feel. So they have like the ink on the edging, and they have a lot of the muted tones, which I really do like. So yeah, doing a quick flip through, deciding where they're going to go, and making piles. That way I don't have to keep going up and down on my stools. So yeah, this is another reason why my craft room takes like so long for me to like, actually clean, instead of just sticking that Project Life box with my other ones that are not sorted and then never using them. I feel like this way, just get it over with, sort them, and get them put away. And here I'm just grabbing some bins to help me keep everything organized, because I know I'm not going to finish this today, and I don't want to have to like combine the piles once again. And I do have several Project Life card boxes that are unopened. And if anyone is interested in doing a swap, because I know there's like so many copies of each card, if someone wants to split their kit and I can split my kit and we can mail them to each other, I would totally be interested in something like that. I've done it in the past. That way, everybody has a couple of cards and not, 10 of the same card. So if that's something that you're interested in, just leave me a comment down below and we can get in contact and we can, do a swap. And I am getting ready to put away the Easter and the Thanksgiving, and I had to move my Disney box out of the way, and I know that I had scored a ton of Disney stickers, so I'm trying to find them so that I can put them away while the bin is down. And that's a lot of Disney stickers. I actually don't like anything Disney related, but I have a lot of pen pals that do, and so I keep a Disney box just for. And it's probably 4 or 5 days later, and this counter, I'm not even sure. I think I needed to work on the other counter, so I started moving stuff over, and then this counter became like the catch-all. And so what I'm doing here is a quick sort just to make sure that the bins that I have organized are still organized, and then clearing off the stuff that doesn't belong on there or isn't organized yet. That way I can get back into my organizing of all of these supplies. This red case that I'm putting into the frame is where I keep my solid scrap paper that is like bigger than like the small shoebox that I keep like on my paper cutter. And I had a large stack of just papers that I had cut down from using when I used it like to cut stuff out on my Cricut. And so I am just taking the time and putting the stuff away. And I find that keeping the stuff like by color when I'm using my Cricut, I keep it right by my Cricut machine. When I'm going to like cut an image out, it's so much easier just to, go through that scrap paper by color and pull out the colors that I need. And here I'm just doing a quick sort on my counter. I'm like getting ready to re-dive into these supplies to get them put away appropriately. But I'm just showing that I am recycling these Cricut cartridge cases. I don't keep the cases, I don't have the room. I just have like a drawer that I have in my craft room. And I've picked up a couple of miscellaneous partially used packs of these Project Life cards, and so I'm just doing a quick sort to see if there's any that I could break apart and put into a specific themed box instead of in my giant collection of Project Life cards, because normally when I'm crafting I just don't have the time to like go through that box. And so breaking them down into something, if I could find something specific, is what I really like to do before I get them all put away. I picked up this scrapbooking plastic box that was full of papers from a Goodwill. I think it was like $2.50. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just making piles of the papers that I'm going to keep and the papers that I'm going to get rid of. So the papers on the left, which is primarily just the solid cardstock, are the ones that I'm going to be keeping, and I'm pointing to that because I was like, ooh, I think I could probably put that through my scan and cut, so I'm going to try that. But all the other papers to the right are ones that I'm going to be getting rid of. There were a couple of pages that were torn, they kept catching, so I'm just slicing those off as I go. And this paper pad, which I don't realize is a paper pad right now while I'm flipping through it, but I do pull out the cloud paper that's in there because I will use that. And then the rest of the pad I just get rid of because I actually already have this paper pad. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass all this extra paper along. And then the rest I'm just going to put into my stash where it belongs. Like an overview. Actually, I'll come over here. So this is all my recyclable stuff I need to put away, stuff I need to deal with, stuff I need to put away. These are my tickets to my entry for my paper crafting challenge giveaway. This is stuff I have to deal with, stuff I have to put away, stuff that has to go in the bins up above. This is like what I'm working on right now. I'm sorting this by, like I have a Seven Gypsies drawer, Christmas, glitter and blingy stuff, and just starting the separation so when I go to put the stuff away, I'm not constantly going back to the same bins. That's like Halloween, that's vintage, school, Valentine's Day. Here's Winston. Hey, buddy. I need to square up this drawer, but I need to fit this felt inside. I think I'm going to go ahead and recycle that giant organizer. Sorry, I don't want to make you dizzy. I have two up there that I use, one for baby, one for Halloween, but I cannot fit that organizer anywhere else in this room. And so what I ended up doing was I emptied it, and this is all my miscellaneous ephemera by color. So this is where I usually keep like my ephemera, but if there was only a couple pieces left in a package, or if I received it in Happy Mail, then what I ended up doing was using those bins and sorting them like by color. So, and they kind of fit here. I don't like that they come off the shelf a little bit, but for now it's working. But I do think I'm going to get rid of that giant case for them because there's no place to fit that case. So I'm dealing with this area right now that's on my stool, and then this is my goal is to have this box emptied. There's a lot of Happy Mail in here, stuff that I've picked up at yard sales and Goodwills, and so this is like my goal to get rid of. Okay, so we're going to keep plowing along.
I'm really curious on how it is that you store your craft supplies. Do you guys store your items by themes, or do you store your items by the items? So, do you keep all your stickers in one drawer, all of your dies and stamps in another, or do you actually break them apart by theme so that when you're crafting, you would just pull that one drawer? I actually do sort out a lot of my stamps and dies according to the holiday, if it's very holiday specific, because I forget that um, I would have them. And instead of having to look through all my general stamps, I would just kind of forget about them. So I do even break those apart. But I am definitely curious if you do the same to your supplies and how you store your theme specific items. Please leave me a comment down below. And also let me know if you have, um, a video tour of your craft room, or um, videos on how you organize certain supplies that you have. One of my goals for my craft room is to really go through each area and reorganize, and I don't want to say purge because I really struggle with getting rid of my craft supplies, but maybe sort and organize some of those drawers a little bit better. Like the drawer that I just fit the felt and the foam in, while I was watching the video, I realized there was a huge pack like on top of the drawer that didn't even fit in there. And I think if I just take the time and took the drawer out and organized it a little bit better, I would have better luck with fitting some of the new supplies that I've recently acquired. And like also my paper, I was trying to keep my paper sorted by like solids, and then um, by theme almost, but I didn't really have the room, and now I've gotten to the bad habit of just shoving the paper in whichever cabinet or cubby they will fit in, and that's a huge project. But I think it would be beneficial for me to flip through my paper pads and pull out theme specific papers and add them into their appropriate spots. I think that it would make my crafting a little bit easier. And this drawer is like a perfect example. This is my Happy Mail drawer, and I don't even really want to go in this drawer when I'm doing Happy Mail because it's so out of control. So yeah, I'm actually like shoving the crinkle paper in there, and I guess that's probably going to be one of the first drawers that I go ahead and tackle when I decide that I'm ready to like kind of reorganize those individual spaces. And I'm finally getting around to this box of miscellaneous materials, and I'm just pointing, this fell from the top box, and it needs to go back up in my Halloween. So yeah, I'm just sorting through. I have a lot of my camera equipment is actually what's supposed to be in this drawer. But then it just became like my catch-all to keep things out of my way. So I'm doing my sort. I have a lot of holiday stuff that I'm going ahead and just sticking in the holiday boxes so that I can just make one trip up and down on my chair to put these things away. I picked up two new, new to me, Sizzix dies of the like envelopes, and I keep all of the big thick ones like that in this little cubby, and I am pretty much at my max space for that. As you can see, once I turn around, I realize that I took some of the supplies out, and um, yeah, right here. Oh my gosh, I have to fit all that back in there. So I'm going back in there and making room for those dies. I don't use them often, but I love them so much because they're like really big and they cut through felt and they just cut so nicely. So I have purged them in the past, and these were like my favorites. And then of course, I've acquired tons of them from like yard sales and Goodwill. So yeah, so I do make them all fit, but I have to remember that they're there if it's something that I'm, looking for. And I'm finally ready to start putting some of my supplies away in their bins. So I have some Easter stuff. This is my happy birthday box, and this actually is a box that I made not too long ago. I kind of had this stuff spread out all over the place, and putting it all in a one area really helps when I have to make a birthday card. I usually just pull this bin and make it from the supplies that's already in there. And this very overfull bin is my 4th of July bin, not only because it's a holiday, but it's also mine and my husband's anniversary. So I always scrap, or I should say, journal in my book for the 4th of July, and I use a lot of these supplies. But yeah, this is definitely a bin that I have to like get in there and really either take the ribbon spools apart or narrow it down so that it's more manageable because the bin isn't even like halfway closing. I might have to get like a smaller shoe size bin to kind of go on top of it for those chunkier supplies. And here I am, I'm up on my stool putting away like this Halloween tray, and I realize, hello, you left all of the Halloween supplies down on the ground. So I'm back at it, and I'm adding my Halloween supplies that I picked up to this lid. So I found that I have just like, I want to say like maybe 3 inches on top of my boxes. And so for some of the overflow supplies, I've been using lids to keep um, extra supplies. And I'm just adding my pumpkin punch to this wall of punches because I do have other Halloween themed punches in this area, so I'm good with that. And it fits just perfectly in that spot. I love those punches. They're like some of my favorites. And I did receive some planner stamps and some Happy Mail. So I decide, let me go ahead and just do a really super quick organize of all of my planner stickers. And I found this like really awesome, like Happy Planner organizer box at Hobby Lobby. And so I use that one for these basic happy planner ones, and then I use one of those photo boxes, which you'll see here in just a minute, for my overflow of these, plus all of the other ones that I've picked up that are like different brands and different sizes. And so yeah, this is the other bin. I also keep a lot of my like planner stamps in this bin. I don't do a lot of planning with stamps because I have more like a planner journal book that I use, and I use it weekly, but I don't do a whole lot of stamp because I don't put like my daily to-dos in there. So if anyone's interested in seeing like how I plan, I would be more than happy to show a video. It's definitely not like how real planners plan. So I don't know if that might work for some people, but yeah, I do a plan every single week, and mine runs like Tuesday to Tuesday. And I do like to use stickers. So, for that reason, I've just acquired a lot of planner sticker packs. Plus, I've liked stickers like my whole life. As a kid, I had a huge sticker collection. And so, yeah, this is just also something that I would probably collect even if I didn't use them. And a lot of these I have found on clearance or at the dollar store or were gifted to me. And yeah, so I really do enjoy using them when I do use them. And I'm just making it more organized so that when I'm looking for something, I can just like flip through the top and kind of pull out the stickers that I'm looking for. All right, so now I am really getting in the groove to just really start putting my craft room back together. I feel at this point I've been like in here too many days just cleaning and not really doing any crafting. And so I'm just doing all of these little things that need to be done and always have to refill my candy bucket there. But yeah, I am my recycling. I think I pretty much have gotten all the trash ready to go. So I am taking all the recyclable and putting it in a paper bag. And uh, it does happen to be trash night this night that I'm doing that. So I'm putting it by the front door so I remember to take it out to the curb. And I have decided to get rid of that big plastic case and a bunch of boxes that I was hanging on to for absolutely no reason. So all that is leaving my craft room. And this is like my landing zone because it's right by my front door. So I have my coaching bag, my work bag, my purse, things that have to leave. And so there's always a lot of stuff right there on that stool. But yeah, this is like this half of my craft room is looking really good, and I'm happy with how it's turning out. So I'm just giving it a quick dust. And, obviously, to me, this is just, it's like I've spent these last few days cleaning, but it's really just putting stuff away. My my craft room needs a deep purge clean, but I'm not there. I just don't want to get rid of anything right now. So I'm content with doing it how I'm doing it. And I guess if I absolutely run out of space and I'm forced to do it, I'll have to think about it. So yeah, right now, now that all my stuff is sorted and I'm confident that I'm not going to have to like go up and down for the same items, I'm starting to put this stuff away. So this is Christmas. I have Christmas in a couple of different locations because I do have so much Christmas stuff. But yeah, I'm just filling that lid so I can climb up here and slide it up on top of my Christmas box up there on my wall for my extra supplies. And yeah, I'm looking at my stamps because I have that really large girl stamp that I wanted to display. So I'm just moving this other one back into my wooden stamp drawer and found that cute Mickey paper at an estate sale. Some of it I kept in my stationery box, and then the rest of it I'm putting up in my Disney box. And these are just some thank you cards that I'm going to be dropping in the mail. For now, I'm just putting them in my little cabinet. And look, here are some of my stationery collections. And I'm using that box right now for a lot of my new vintage stuff and my stationery. I love that cabinet. I haven't found a permanent location for it yet. So right now it's just behind my planner area, and I I don't think it's going to stay there because I keep bumping into it, but for now, that's where it's going. And I found these super cute kitty cat stamps and um, puppy papers. So I'm just adding that to my pets box. That way, when I make a pet album, all that stuff will be together. And yeah, just trying to keep all that stuff nice and organized. I love, like, I'm looking at this and I just remember how excited I was getting to like some empty bins there and really getting this stuff put away. These are just some of the vintage stickers that I separated, and I do have a ephemera box for miscellaneous vintage ephemera, so I'm just adding some papers into that. And I don't know, sometimes those boxes don't either they don't open easily or they don't close at all. So and this is some back to school supplies. And I have back to school supplies in two different areas, and some of it is mixed in with sport. So that's something that I probably should like break apart into two like definitely separate themed things. And look, some empty bins. So I'm just getting those put away. And this is like some miscellaneous ephemera that I've collected while I was cleaning my craft room that I'm ready to put away. So while I'm sorting my ephemera, I'm trying to think like immediately what comes to my mind when I look at it, like what color do I see primarily, so that that helps me decide where it goes. And some of these I'm struggling, I've struggled. I'm like, oh, should I put it in the blue or should I put it in the purple? And then because I had so many of the same sticker, I decide just to split them up so that there's a couple in each color. And I've never done like the color organizing before. This is the first time. So, and I haven't actually crafted to use it this way yet. So I am curious when I actually go to craft if this will work better for me than the way where I just like flip through all my ephemera, and if I think the colors kind of match, I'll pull that package. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this will work out. I'd love to know if you guys leave me a comment down below. How do you store your ephemera? Do you keep it in the original packaging? Do you divide it out by color? Do you keep it by the manufacturer? Keep it in with the kits? I would love to know. I love ephemera, and storing it and remembering that I have it has been one of the hardest things to do. So yeah, I'd love to know. Just leave me a comment down below. How is it that you store your ephemera? as I wrap up this craft room clean with me, I just want to thank all my old and current subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting my channel. I was looking back and I saw that I posted my first YouTube video back in 2009, and it is 2022 right now. I can't believe that it's been that long. So, over 13 years ago, I posted my first video. Obviously, I'm not as active as uh, I am now all those years because my kids were young and I did work. And so now I have a little bit more time to craft than what I used to, which is why I post more videos nowadays. But it's been fun. Things definitely are not the same that like they were way back then to post videos on. So I just want to thank everyone that comes by and leaves me comments. And I really enjoy YouTube nowadays because I feel like I'm not alone in my desire to obtain craft supplies and hoard them and organize them. And I just really enjoy watching other people's videos that have similar tastes and likes and craft rooms like mine, and also, of course, not like mine. But it's just nice to know that I am not the only one that has a paper crafting hoarder problem. I mean, I don't want to call to me, it's not a problem. To other people, it may be a problem. But to me, it's something that I just love so much. And like I said, I've been doing it for a long time now. So, yeah, so I just want to say thank you for all of your support. I appreciate it so much. And as my video is quickly coming to an end, I am going to be giving you here a final like overview of my craft room, all nice and clean. And if there's any certain areas you'd like to see in detail, please feel free to leave me a comment below. I would be more than happy to post a specific video if someone's interested in seeing something. Thanks so much, guys. Bye. Well, here it is, guys. Here is my clean and organized craft room. I'm so happy with the way it turned out. I'm gonna just take you a stroll around. You can see my main crafting area is cleaned off. All my trash is disposed of, and all my supplies are neatly organized and put away. My bins are in order, my boxes are in order. And yep, here's my planning area. I have some happy mail that's going out back there in the corner. And a lot of this stuff hasn't changed, the majority of it, but I just want to show you how it's looking right now. And look at, I can walk all the way through without tripping over anything. My planner stickers are organized, and this whole counter is just clean and organized, and it looks so beautiful. Thank you guys so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to have a great day. Bye, guys.